Good morning. Hello, everybody. Oh, what a great morning this is. So let me find this on my phone so I can share it out. What's everybody doing? Come in and say hello. Let me know that you're here when you come on. Somebody's here. So somebody else is awake besides me. Good morning. Okay, let me see. Just sharing it out, letting everybody know I'm awake. Okay. Let's see who's on here with me. Jeanette Smith Wesolowski. I want to get you on here on the show. Come on, Jeanette, be on here with me. Sally De La Rosa, good morning to you and Tony. Melanie Garnier, good morning from Saskatchewan. I have a dear friend in Saskatchewan, and you may even know him, Michael Godet. He is a painter, and I know a lot of his paintings are up on billboards and yes, I think a gallery there in Saskatchewan. So you might have heard of Michael. Nikhil Verma, thank you for being here. Good morning. How's everybody doing? It's a wonderful, wonderful morning. It didn't start out that way. I started out just not wanting to get up out of bed. You know, it's kind of a dreary day here. We don't even have the sunshine yet. We've got lots and lots and lots of clouds. And we were doing a rain dance last night for California. We were trying to get things turned around out there with the fires. So our chants were to have the fires die out. And so we were likening it to doing a rain dance so that we could make a change and make an effect out on the West Coast. But I woke up and we've got clouds. And I'm like, wait, I didn't do a rain dance for Florida. Good morning, Ocho on Periscope. And good morning, and you're having your coffee. Cheers to everyone having their coffee or their tea or their cuppa, whatever this morning. Good to see you all on here. Yes, let's do it, Jeanette. We've just got to put you on the calendar and get you on here. That's all. And you can come on now if you want. The link is in the group, in the Chanting Family group. And namaste, Prachetta. Good morning to you, sweetheart. And I hope you're doing well. I hope you've gotten rested from your trip and that Prachir is doing well also after his birthday celebration. Suzanne, good morning to you. And Jana Mackey-Port is here. So good to see all of you drifting in, coming in for your coffee and let's sit and chat for a bit and see what's going on in your world. For me, it's like trying to get things ready to move out of this place. Ocho, you're a yoga teacher. Awesome. Welcome. Welcome. We're on here every morning. This is how we wake up. We wake up and face the day with each other and share love and joy and good wishes and share our burdens so we can lift those up together. At the end of the show, stay with us because I do a short meditation and lift up any prayers that people have out in the world. And we'll definitely remember California. Ocho, where are you? Where are you located? Oh, Vanya is wishing a good morning. Good morning, Vanya. Oh, it's so good for that you told us that. So I know I can envision her energy being there with you, Prachetta. Oh, Jeanette. Jeanette, I am never camera ready. It's like, what you see is what you get. So yeah, when I started doing this show back in March, it was like out of my comfort zone because I was like, it was so spontaneous and I wasn't even thinking about what I looked like. What I was thinking was I wanted to be surrounded by like-minded people who could all come together to just enjoy life and enjoy what was in my surroundings at that time. It was so beautiful. Suzanne, coffee with friends. Yes, we have coffee, tea, water, whatever you want, whatever you prefer to grab and just come and sit and talk for a while. And let's raise the vibration together. Let's lift up any energy that needs that special touch. And right now it happens to be California. Next week, it may be us here in Florida because I understand there's some activity out in the ocean and I'm not overly concerned about it, but I will be traveling soon. So if it's going to happen, it needs to go ahead and make itself known so it can move on out. And we're going to envision that and hold that thought that it's not even going to come into land. We did that with the last one and it totally bypassed us. It went all the way around us. So we can do it again. We know how powerful we are. Sharon Boyle, good morning, my friend in the UK. You're so tired today. You will wake up in a bit. Sharon, I just want to say that sound healing that you did yesterday was so amazing. Did you all catch Sharon's sound healing, her crystal wave sound healing? She does that every Wednesday for us at Enlightened World Network, and it's just beautiful. Your bowls are really responding to you playing them, Sharon, and just amazing. I love it. I love being there with you also as you're doing that. Good morning, Deirdre. So good to see you. And Wendy, good morning, sweet Wendy. And Wendy, I know you're going to work today, so our prayers are with you, lifting you up as you work, and I hope it's a good day for you. So what else? Oh my gosh, I'm having such a great time going through the boxes that I open, and, and as I look at the things that are in there, it just brings up memories. It just brings up what I call my prior life. All those things that we just kind of tuck away and forget about. And so I've been posting some of the things from my prior experiences. And the one I posted this morning was me on the motorcycle. And I loved my riding days. That was some of the most beautiful time of my life. And yes, I ran over Cliff. It was totally his fault. You know that, right? He was riding in front of me. It was our first day of vacation. Okay, here's the story. Here's the scoop. So we were living here in South Florida, and we decided to take a 2-week vacation up in Georgia and going over into North Carolina. First day of vacation, we were heading into Georgia. We weren't even all the way there yet. And yes, he was in front of me and we were coming into a roadway where we had to merge in with other traffic. So he completely stopped in front of me. My head's turned looking to see if there's traffic that I have to stop for. And he had stopped. I just ran over him. I ended up flat on my back with my bike on top of me. It had split my lip. I was bleeding profusely because if you ever cut your lip, you're going to bleed a lot. So here I am. Didn't knock me out. I was still conscious and aware of what was going on. Traffic was stopping because I'm laying in the road, right? And so he pulls my bike off of me and he saw how much I was bleeding. And he's like, get on my bike. We're going to go find the hospital. We'd asked where the hospital was, and it wasn't that far. And I said, no, I'm not leaving my bike. Are you crazy? I'm riding there on this thing. I'm not going to leave it just sitting on the side of the road. I loved my bike. So I got on my bike and I rode myself to the emergency room, blood going everywhere. And we walk into the ER and they're like, how did you get here? Because there wasn't an ambulance. How did you get here? And I said, I rode here. I guess I was tougher than I knew. So I got 5 stitches in my lip, and that's how I started my vacation, with a swollen lip, bruised face, and it was a wonderful vacation though. So yeah, I just told everybody the story when they asked what happened. I ran over a cliff, and I had so much fun on that bike. That was such an amazing journey to just feel that freedom. And there was one day I was riding it. I was up in Central Florida, and I was riding on my bike, and I just saw a vision of me riding horseback and just flying on this horse through the field. And I know that was a vision of a real prior lifetime, not this lifetime, because I've been that Native American on riding on horseback, riding in battle, being, out in nature. I've been that in many lifetimes. So yeah, it was just an amazing journey to be there. So let me go back to the comments and see who's here. Jennifer Langren, good morning to you, sweet girl. Julie Kiss is here. Robert Dosa, good morning. And Sharon says, I'm going to my metal bowl a bit too hard to overcompensate with no mic. I'll be gentle next time. Yeah, be gentle with that bowl. It's very vociferous, so the sound does travel on the metal bowls. Christina, good morning to you. And Suzanne Millard, I used to ride motorcycles too, a long time ago when I still lived in Germany. I loved it. I did too. When I first learned, I almost ran into a tree when I first learned because I couldn't get the hang of the brake. I finally did. I finally learned, thank goodness, because I didn't care for riding with somebody else. I wanted to ride. I wanted it to be me doing that and feeling that energy all by myself and not be at the mercy of someone else who was driving the bike. And there was one trip that we took to New Orleans from Florida. We did it in a weekend to New Orleans and back. I thought I was going to die on that trip because I wasn't riding my own bike. I was on the back of the bike, and it was fun. It was a fun time, but it was a very scary time because we were riding probably over 100 miles an hour the whole way there. We didn't slow down at all. We were on a mission. So I don't recommend that, but just going and riding on the bike is such a freeing thing. It's beautiful. Wendy says, my son has a beast of a bike, a GXR, and did stunts for MTV many years ago. Wow, awesome. A GSX 1000. Yeah. That's awesome, Wendy. And thank God he stayed safe, right? Doing those stunts. Yeah, I've watched some videos of the stunts, and wow, yeah, that's something that I wouldn't do. I always was very safe on my bike. I rode with groups a lot, and we were always looking out for each other. I think it made me a better car driver because when you're on the bike, you're very conscious of everything around you, every move that the cars are making. You're constantly checking the traffic and being aware of any danger. So yeah, it's one of those things that really does increase your awareness of road safety as you're on the bike. All right, so Jeanette says, my husband and I used to ride until 10 years ago. I do miss it, but we've opened up to so many other experiences. Yeah, this is one of my favorite memories of a time in my life where it was just so freeing to be on that bike and just to experience what it feels like to have the wind on your face. Robert says, like the saying, I'm surrounded by beautiful and happy individuals with amazing skills and abilities. And when added together, they are more than the sum of the parts. Yeah, I love that, Robert. Marianne, good morning to you, my friend. And Rick Morrow. Rick, good morning. We're talking about our biker days. I miss it. I really miss it. And I would do it again. I would get on a bike again. It's been years and years since I have ridden, but you never forget. You never forget that experience. Oh, Wendy says her son does not have that bike now. Thank God. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Always think bike. And always when you're in a car on the road, um, be aware if there are bikes around, because I've lost so many friends where, the cars just didn't see the biker, or the biker didn't see the car and pulled out. So yeah, always be aware of what's around you on the road, whether it's cars, bikes, big trucks. That's my that's the one that I dread on the road. So as I'm traveling on this journey that I'm going on, just I know that Archangel Michael, will keep me safe on the road, because I've always had that claustrophobic feeling around the big trucks. It's like, I hope they see me, I hope they're awake and I hope they see me. So, but I'm so grateful to the truckers as well. And that's another story that I will share from my CB days. Anybody remember CB radios? That was, of course, before cell phones. We had something called CB radios, and I was journeying a lot from Florida back to Kentucky to visit family, and I had the CB radio in my vehicle. I had a very small vehicle at the time. I had one of the very first Honda Civics, and they were small at that point. They were one of the smallest cars made. So I'm on my CB radio, and I was driving at nighttime. And at night, up in the mountains, it tends to get kind of foggy, especially this time of year when I was driving. So I'm driving in my car, and I have the CB going for safety to find out if there's anybody talking about accidents or anything. And so I was talking with some of the truckers, and they loved talking at that point. Like I said, we're talking about, oh my gosh, over 40 years ago. Um, so I'm going up a mountain, a really big mountain, going in Tennessee, and it was foggy. It was night, and you couldn't see a whole lot. So I was behind one of the truckers, and he knew I was back there. And he goes, just follow me. Just do everything I do. If I move, you move. Like, okay, dude, my life is in your hands. And sure enough, he got me over that mountain. And there was one point when it looked like we were on a runway. There were all the lights that warned you that, you would be going over the mountain if you got too far onto that side. He got me safely across that mountain, and I was so grateful to him for that. I was so grateful that I had somebody that was looking out for me. It was like he was my guiding angel that was just put there just to guide me over that mountain. And there were other times when I was on the CB and talking with the truckers, and um, there was a cop that spotted that we were going too fast, and of course he was bigger So the cop pulled him over, and he was my handle. You have a handle on the radio. Mine was coal miner's daughter, which I am. And so he let me know. He goes, yeah, they spotted us and they're going to pull me over. So be safe, and just was telling me that it was okay, that he was okay. I was going on. I was going to be okay on my journey. So it was just one of those moments of, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry that happened to you, but I was behind him. So I wasn't even in the radar. The, the cop pulled the trucker over. So yeah, it was just like so many fun memories in my life. And that's what we hold on to. That's what we can go into, is that energy of what happened in my life that brought a smile to my face, or brought a fond memory where I can just really go into the energy of it again. And when we go into the energy of those happy times, those times that we were in our element, it comes right back. It doesn't go away. Those memories are there. And the more of those positive memories that we hold on to, that helps us in our current moment to be in that state, to be peaceful, to be happy, to be joyful. It was a very blissful time in my younger days as I had all those adventures that were they were just monumental for me, and I have them to look back on and to hang on to those. So I'm very grateful that I had the experiences that I had in my young adult years, and now I'm sharing them with you for you to get a little glimpse of my what I call my prior life. I feel like I've lived so many lifetimes just in this lifetime and done so many different things. So as I sift through the things that I'm packing and unpacking, I'll share some of that with you so you can get a glimpse of me. It's all going in my book, my soul's footprint, and just opening up my world, opening up and sharing from my heart and sharing what is me. Marianne, you have a Harley trike. Oh, I like those. That is so cool. Do you are you in control? Do you drive it? We call it ride, but are you the one that rides it, or are you the one that sits on the back? I want to know. And Wendy says, oh yes, CB radio. My handle was Weetabix. Weetabix. That was in 1982. Yeah, mine was, when did I do that? That was like in the early 70s. Yeah, that was an interesting time. Robert Joseph, tomorrow by this time I will be on my way to the airport. I'll have to travel back to Romania. Oh, well, Robert, safe travels. I hope it's going to be a good trip for you, my friend. Christina, honestly, it always amazes me when I was a volunteer firefighter how many people miss a big red engine with lights and sirens going on. Isn't that the truth, Christina? Yeah, I always, when I hear them, I always start looking to see where they are. And I did not know that you were a volunteer firefighter, but I think that is awesome. So thank you for doing that. Thank you for putting other people's concerns and doing it, I'm sure, in a very compassionate way, because that's how you are. So thank you for that. And Catherine Kovacs, good morning to you. And Wendy says, I've come to hear now, was on Angel Speakers. Oh, okay, honey. Yeah, I see that there's still, I think, a couple of people on Angel Speakers, but the majority of the group is here in Enlightened World Network. Okay, Robert says, hopefully I will have more time to be present here on your show. Awesome, Robert, and let me know when you would like to come on the camera with me and we'll bring you on to share some of your life. Christina says, my husband's handle was long-haired Boy Scout. I love that. And Marianne, you do drive the trike. Oh, I am so happy to hear this. I can see you doing that. I can see that. So I'm so happy that you are driving that trike and always send out good energy for your safety on it. Wendy, Weetabix is a breakfast cereal. Oh, cool. I like that. That sounds like a fun name. And I'm sure you got a lot of comments. I got so many comments about my name because Loretta Lynn, who is the original coal miner's daughter, is one of my favorite people. She grew up about 30 miles from where I grew up in Kentucky. And I actually saw her. She came to my high school when I think I was a senior in high school. She came and did a free concert at my high school. And she's just so beautiful, so beautiful. And I loved all of her music. And of course, she made the song famous, Coal Miner's Daughter. So when I would get on the radio and I'm like, this is Coal Miner's Daughter, they're like, oh, let me get all excited here. And they're like, are you the real coal miner's daughter? And I'm like, well, I really am a coal miner's daughter because my dad was a coal miner, but I'm not Loretta Lynn. Okay, so Sharon Boyle says, I have some roller skates. Does that count? I was in a relationship for 1 year with a bike rider and I was pillion. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. And Robert says, I shall be back, have to take care of my grandmother until the time comes for her to pass away. Oh, Robert, many, many blessings to you. And thank you for doing that. Thank you for your compassion with your grandmother. And we will pray for her safe, We'll pray for her transition to be peaceful as she goes. And Jennifer says she remembers the CB radios. Sharon says, I used to sing to my boy when he was young. Weetabix makes you big and strong, big and strong, big and strong. I've never heard of it, so I'm learning something new today. Weetabix. Okay, so what else we got? Sally was interrupted by a phone call from your son. Well, welcome back. And Sharon, you sat behind him and held on. Yeah, that's another thing is when you have somebody on the back of your bike, you're even more aware of everything that's going on and safety. One of the most harrowing times on my bike, I had another friend that was riding behind me, and we had stopped to get something to eat. And while we were stopped at that restaurant, the storm came in. We were on the west coast of Florida. The storm came in off the Gulf so quickly. So I had to ride us back to where we were camping out. And oh my gosh, that was terrifying to ride in that storm. I couldn't even see the road. I just had to look for lights and just follow toward the light and hope and pray that my bike would stay on the road. And we were so drenched when we got to where we were going that I was praying the whole way. And I was so grateful that we made it there alive. And I was so scared for her. She didn't ride a bike. She rode on the back always as the passenger. So she was holding on so tight to me. I didn't think I would be able to breathe. She was squeezing so hard and so scared of that ride. But we made it. The angels just guided us to where we needed to go and kept us safe. All right, so what else? Marietta, good morning, my sweet girl. Our CB call was KLQ 2308. Haven't thought of that in years. That is so cool. And Christina says, I learned a ton in those 10 years, a lot. Let's just say it was an early female